This is one of the truths of our faith, one of the talks in our Verbum Dei team set. It is part of the ideal stage because here we present clearly the goal, the ideal of our Christian faith, and the goal of the other talks before it. Usually, as I prepare this talk, I am reminded of two things. One is to present the goal, that is to be Christ, and the other is to present the process of achieving that goal, that is the process of transformation. Here in this talk, we should not be afraid to present the maximum realization, fulfillment, vocation, mission, and identity. That is to reproduce the same life and mission of Christ. So some words you can use in this talk are like maximum, goal, fulfillment, supreme, greatest, etc. But at the same time, words like imitation, process, identification with Christ is also very, very important in this talk. Some attitudes for the preacher that for me are very important is first is gratitude. We should be grateful that God is placing in our hands His very same capacity of love for the whole humanity. Another is humility and perseverance, knowing that I am someone who has not yet reached the goal. I am not perfect, but I keep on running towards becoming like Him. There are many ways to start this talk. Usually I start by talking the restlessness in every human being. There are questions we always ask of ourselves like, where am I going? Who am I called to be? How should I get there? So every person has this restlessness within them. So in the middle of all our dreams, aspirations, you can talk about your goals, your dreams, your desires in life. We have all been made and created by God with something big. God has a big dream for our lives, and that is what we present at the beginning of this talk, to present that this big dream can be discovered in the life of Jesus. Furthermore, we can also speak about how God is forming, how He is making something beautiful in us, to help people discover the goodness that God is doing in our lives, remembering that we are His work of art, made and patterned in the same image of Christ. We are formed depending on who we follow as our model and pattern of life. Who is my model in life? Who do I pattern my life? Yes, we all follow someone. It could be a friend, a famous person, someone I admire. But here we present the perfect image, the perfect model and pattern of life, and that is Christ. No one in the world can compare. Why is this talk so important? As Jesus said, I am the way, the truth, and the life, because there is no other. The ones that I followed failed, but there is only one way, one truth, and one life. There is no other in this world. Here we can share examples of saints, especially saints we know, who were people who have lives perhaps like ours, but have chosen this one way, one truth, and one life, and have reached the maximum joy and fulfillment in their lives. That is why this talk is very important, Because if we don't follow Him, we will never be satisfied in our lives. We always keep following others, and at the end get disappointed by them. Here usually present the experience of Pontius Pilate, who can be our very own experience in life, how he knew the truth but at the end chose to follow what people say. He knew the truth that Jesus was innocent, but because of the opinions of others, he followed them and chose to let Jesus be crucified. This can be applied to our lives, the dilemma and conflict within each person. Many times it's difficult to decide what is the truth, what is the right way. We know the way, but at the end of the day, when we put it to practice, it's difficult and it's challenging to live it out. So like the rich young man, he ended up going home sad. How should I do all these? It is to keep my eyes fixed on Jesus, to aim for the best quality of life, and to choose for Him in my daily options of life. That's why I need to know who He is, what is in His heart, what are in His thoughts, what is His life. In order to do this, I need to live with Him daily through constant dialogue with Him. Finally, the end of all this, we can share. I used to share examples of the life of saints, how they constantly struggled, lived with Him in their journey of life. Or many times I used to share my own personal experience of how one way or another I was able to dialogue with the Lord. I followed His ways and it changed the way I decide things. Well, most importantly is to experience at the end of the day the joy and the fulfillment beyond all what I expect after following Him, after changing my decisions to follow Him. Finally, we encourage each other to continue running towards Him as our goal in life, to be His presence in the world of today, especially in the world of today. The world needs Christ today, and how important it is to be present for the people. People need presence. People need His presence. People need to see, feel, speak with Christ through us. And at the end, may we say with conviction, like St. Paul, imitate me as I imitate Christ.